My nail tech knows how to keep it a little secret. I don't wish for my success, I speak it. I caught a buzz and you did too, but you tweaking. I look like I've been getting money, how reeking. You smell me, that's LV. Walk around with my chest out and my skin smooth, I'm healthy. I'm in a mix and I'm handshaking, but most of y'all can't help me. Most of y'all ain't wealthy. Most of y'all just dress like it. I caught the vibe that y'all giving off and I'm trying to make myself less like it. This chick got a little Porsche body, I might let the bro test drive it. It's hard for me to get excited. I love music and stress about it. My city haunting, I'm co-signing this wave coming up next out it. Riding around in the shotgun and her Tesla. Hanging both of my legs out it like what's up? I got stakes and they too high now, I can't fuck up. I like girls that's down to earth, so don't be stuck up. I don't take L's, I give them out and I chuck them up. First listen, they hearing this shit like what the fuck. 10 toes, that's my MO. Fam over gram, that's my MO. Fuck a close friends, I got friends that I keep close and they let it go while I reload. Like, bow, bow, bow. TSA just opened my book bag up and my chain hitting like, bow, bow, bow. The King's back in his hometown when them wheels hit and I touch down, they bow, 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 bow. She down low, 3-point stands, I'm back there doing jack dance like bow, 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 bow. And I'm not no fashionista, but I'm fly though. And I know I gave up drinking, but I'm high though. I told her I don't come from heaven, you could try though. I'm not on top of this shit yet, but I'm that guy though. I take a look round at my confidence just wide open, big whip and it slide open. I notice they treat me like I'm chosen. Eyes open, heart clean and my mind focused. This shit just keeps going how I wrote it. How the hell could you doubt us? I mean, back then it made sense, but it's like now what? Now they down to come around just to be round us. You ain't one of my dogs, why do you hound us? It's very few of you I like, but it's a whole lot of y'all I don't trust. Cause 10 toes, that's my MO. Fam over gram, that's my MO. Fuck a close friends, I got friends that I keep close and they let it go while I reload. Like, bow, bow, bow. TSA just opened my book bag up and my chain hitting like, bow, 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 bow. King's back in his hometown when them wheels hit and I touch down.
All right, what up? It's another episode of NFT Live. We are covering the NFT. You didn't like that, Ronin? We're covering the NFT industry. We're covering the Web3 space. I'm sitting with the homies, Ronin the Collector, and my man Gift Dead. We are going to have ourselves a fantastic episode. Great to see everybody in the house. We played that a little long for you because we really like Jack Harlow here. So what's going on? I'm going to start with Ronin. Gift, what's up?
Not much, man. It's, just another day in paradise. It's been busy, I think, for us, as it's been for most of the people who are in this space. It's been kind of an up and down time the past few months. But the last week has been kind of green, I guess, right? A lot of us are in a bit better moods this week than we were probably this time last week. So that's a huge plus. Yeah, man, things are good.
What up, Gift?
Yeah, it's a green day. I mean, yeah. Am I muted? No, I'm stoked to be here with some of my favorite people, of course, talking about crypto art. I mean, what could be better than that, y'all? I mean, it's paradise. Life couldn't be better than this. So that's how I feel.
I love it when I have the three of us here on the screen. We certainly have like a bunch of great co-hosts, but when we have this squad up here, we know it's going to be a good time. Also, there's going to be a good time when the chat is this lit this early. And I do want to point out one thing real quick. Asmodai is saying Twinkcoin Maxi in the house. What the fuck does that mean?
I got Twinkcoin, man. Check it out.
What is that? Twinkies? What's happening?
It was this like special thing Twinkies did. It's basically just like a special run of like Twinkies, man. And like I don't know. I thought a lot of people knew about it, but apparently nobody knew about it because I'm the only one who ordered the damn things.
I thought it was the native crypto for Grindr.
Dude, that was probably the funniest thing that came out of it. I'm pretty sure like I probably tripled their sales with my tweet yesterday on it. So you're welcome.
Listen, Ronin moves markets here, and the market is moving. We're going to talk a little bit about the bull market. And when I say bull market, I mean we actually had a really nice past week. I want to make sure I get that in there for Gift, because he made sure to tell me that we're not in a bull market just yet. We don't know exactly, especially with NFTs. We're gonna hit on some statistics here.
Spoiler alert, bro. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, spoiler alert. I'm also not in a group message with these two guys, but they said they'd get me in a group message that somehow is like behind the scenes, and I'm just not cool enough yet. I don't go to enough events apparently.
F's in the chat for anybody who's not in the Rob Boss group chats.
If you're attending the events, then you're getting invited to the group chats. I mean, what can I say?
All right. Well,
Show up.
Apparently my room looks like casting couch as well, which we're not going to kind of get into that here, but I appreciate it, Ronin. Listen, I'm trying, man. I got a new crib. I'm trying to like deck it out.
We're sitting here chilling. We come out of the intro bumper, and I'm like, damn, man, looks like you about to interview some chicks. Like, what are you doing over there?
He's about to be airdropping some point coins. Yeah, he's new place, new life as a producer, making all kinds of stuff with those twink coins.
Bro,
the beard and the shirt, and it's just, that's casting couch fucking season 2.
Sheesh. Well, some of us got hit. Some of us got hit on the bear market a little bit harder than others, but anyways, back on topic, Ronin, and get your mind out of the gutter here. We've got some things to talk about. If you would like, this isn't the casting couch, and if you like NFT content, we do NFT content like 5-6 days a week live. We have Avagachi on tomorrow on the Nifty Q show. That's going to be a dope interview. Please leave a like on this episode. Please leave a sub. Appreciate you guys tuning in today. A couple things we're covering, and you know, you guys cover me if I don't say everything, but I know we got to cover Otherside. I know we got to cover this big announcement that just happened, which Minecraft is essentially banning all blockchain integration, all NFTs, and there's a lot, I think like 4, 5, 6 different projects that are built on Minecraft integrating NFTs there. So there's a lot of big news that we'll touch on there. We got some Tezos NFT stuff. So we got a bunch of things to hit on, but let us know what you guys are doing here. I want to talk on Ronin first. What are you guys doing here this week, man? I know you got a big thing happening tomorrow. I don't know how much you can talk about, but what's going on with you this week in NFTs? Maybe work, maybe personal.
Yeah, man. I don't think there's anything like too crazy going on NFT wise, man. I'm trying to think if I have any, like, I don't know, dude. It's so hard to keep up with all like the mints you have to keep up with, and like, is there something I need to cash in on? I don't really know. But yeah, so tomorrow we've got a big announcement coming out for Gig Labs, which is, you know, the company that I work for, the startup that I work for. And it's super exciting, man. Our team's been working on this for a while now, and you know, a lot of people don't really know. Despite the fact that I feel like I talk about it a lot of people don't really know what I do professionally, don't really know that I'm part of Gig Labs. People really don't know that like we built this platform, and this platform that we've built is used by clients like CNN, University of Miami. It's used to stand up UFC Strike. You know, the NFL all-day shops are built on our platform. So yeah, so we've got some stuff in the works to kind of like get ourselves out there a little more and you know, see, you know, what the next 12 months bring for us as a you know, a growing startup company in this space.
Love to hear it, man. Gif, what's going on with you?
I mean, I just had my first NFT flip in months yesterday. So big week, flipped an atom bomb for 0.65 ETH.
Sheesh.
Whoa. So
out,
you know
dude.
what? If you didn't, you know, if you needed any other signals that the bulls are running, that the bull market is back, that's it. I finally got a flip for the first time in months. So that's big news right there. But no, we are working on getting the second DB's comic airdropped to all of the DB's creators. We just collaborated with Ethereals, the amazing Ethereals collection. We just did an awesome mint fest over the weekend, and doing a pre-mint for the Witchy GFs with their community, looking for more awesome communities that want to do a free mint. So if you've got any amazing communities that would like to partner with Witchy GF to get a free mint for your community, let us know, because that's what we're going to be doing, partnering with a lot of amazing communities to mint out the rest of those Witchies. And that's it. And then just, you know, Nifty Q, and I think Ronin a little bit too. We're just over here building building our own little empire here in LA. And this morning we did a 2.5-hour GM Web3 show on Tez, like onboarding onto Tez, learning about the Tez community, buying my first, I got my first Tez wallet set up, bought my first Tez NFTs, bought my first Tez, got my .tez, gifted.tez, and so I don't know. Excited to
How'd you
to
get
learn more about that.
gifted.tez? I should have been there for that chat. Too bad I was in meetings all damn day. Cause like I've had Tez for like a while now, and I don't have like the special Tez. I don't have my name on my shit or nothing.
I believe it's just Tezos.domains.
Let's go. I'm learning something new. All right,
guys. I'm gonna bring.
Yeah, Tezos is awesome, man.
Yeah.
Tezos.domains. Just go to Tezos.domains. There you go.
Tezos.domains. I'm going there now.
I'm
getting. I want to touch the chat real quick. Not touch like physically. I just want to like touch on what you guys are talking about here in the chat. I'm also being told that I'm coming through a little low. I'm trying to get this thing up. I don't really understand what's happening. A lot of sexual innuendos coming through early.
He's trying to touch everything. He's trying to get things up. That couch is really getting to you.
All right, I got a hash rhyme saying OVOT. Crypto Buffalo is in the house as well. Our vibe, our tribe. Alien River saying ciao, lads. It's nice to see some OGs. Jacob Gooden, Asmodai, of course. Salas Porras is saying sup. What's up? We got, let's see, Dotsy. And we also have Prodigy here in the house telling me that I'm coming through real quiet. So I'm going to try to fix the mic issues. I don't know if it's going to happen on stream. But we're going to try to make it work all the way through. Maybe I just got to get like right up close next to it. So
yeah, just stick it in your face, Yeah. Shout out to all the homies. Shout out all the homies in the chat though, but also Jacob Gooden. I've been hearing good things. I hear Jacob Gooden is the dude. He's helping out, doing
Who's been
good
telling
work,
you that?
So. I don't know. Maybe some. A little
Yo, shout out to Steppen. You talk about your first like, yeah, man, your first like flip in a while, dude. Like I hadn't had like the grace of being airdropped like something that was worth a damn in a long time. So for any of the apes or anything that went and got their free claim for their Steppen shoe boxes, yeah, man, that just paid for the second half of the Disney trip I'm taking my kids on next month. So I'm excited.
Wait, I can fucking as an ape.
Yeah, I know, Gif. I know,
Oh,
Gif.
dude, you guys are late.
No, we're done. He brought
sorry.
that up.
Yep, no, sorry. That closed.
Thanks.
You guys didn't know about that? I tweet this stuff. Look, I tell y'all, and we've talked about it before, maybe if you turned on your notifications and you actually read my tweets, Gif, this doesn't apply to you, bro, because you like everything I tweet. I appreciate you. You must have just missed that one. But listen, like, I put the alpha out there, man. I said I signed up. I said I claimed my shoe boxes. I let my community know.
All right. Okay.
All right, this is happening. I'm gonna go grab my phone and turn on my Ronin to CC notes right now. This is happening.
Guys, we put the tweet.
I gotta change that, by the way. I've been thinking about that.
I like it. What would it change to?
I was thinking Ronin collects.
That
might
sounds
be
like
better.
a collect call though, but
Ronin
not a lot of
to
people
CC,
know.
Like applied
Test.
when it was Ronin the crypto collector. It's not the crypto collector. So,
That's true.
Yeah, you got to consider that.
It was a crypto collector at one point.
Dude, when I own RoninTheCryptoCollector.com.
Speaking of domains,
I also own WTFRNFTs.com.
I know. You totally coined that shit back in the day when it was first popping off, back 10 years ago when we were still young people. Tezos.domains here for the Tezos conversation that we will be bringing up later in the episode. Gif's going to give us the rundown on some of the alpha there on the Tezos blockchain, and I know he talked about that early today. He does Web3 almost every day during the week, right? Monday through Thursday. That's going to be like 11 a.m. Eastern, and they run for anywhere to 2 to 3 hours, man. It's absolutely crazy that he's then here on NFT Live, but I appreciate him so much for doing that.
Wild.
All right, let's get to the stories, and we'll get to some of the chat if you have any. Oh, there it is.
All tweets. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. All tweets run into CC. We did it. We're in.
I will. Once I'm in the group chat, I'll do that as well. Ronan, make sure to add me. Anyways,
You mean once you go to a conference? Yeah.
yo,
bro.
I'm gonna sit over here on my casting couch while you guys do this episode. Otherwise, let's get started. This is the question for the day. Okay, so we see. And we got two different things to be pulling up. It's two things you have to consider when you're in the NFT market is both the cryptocurrency side of things, the token side, when you talk about like some ERC20s or just other kind of fungible tokens, as well as the NFT side. So we'll hit the fungible side first. This is a look across the market here, market caps on CoinGecko. And as you can see, on the 7-day volume, we finally got some fucking green movement here. So Ethereum is up 50% on the 7-day, moved from about, around that 1,000 mark it was holding to, I believe it touched 1,600. If not, we're going to hopefully do that imminently. Binance is up. Solana's up 33%. Avalanche up 46. Polygon up 60. I know ApeCoin is doing super well as well. 33% up for Flow. So really just a green market for the last 7 days. And the question I want to kind of pose to both you two as well as the chat is this a fake out? Is this a situation where, we still have a little bit further to go? When you look at that classic, right? What is it, like the emotional cycle stage that everybody knows? Is this one of those pieces right before we really sharply fall back maybe below 1,000? Or is this a situation where we're kind of in that disbelief mode of, is this going to be the start of, the stairs up for the next foreseeable future? So I'll throw that. Either one of you want to take that, you go ahead. And then we'll also be reading the chat. So you guys flood that as well.
Well, I don't have any information until Ronin tweets about it. So Ronin, you go first.
I'm going to tweet my response. No, I'm not. Look, this is my first bull, right? Bear, and so this is the first time I'm experiencing this. So when it comes to the token side of things, I really don't know. I mean, I'll show you. This is how much of a genius I am. I had freaking something I think it was 18 ETH worth of USDC that I was going to convert when it was like 1050, and I fucking got sidetracked with NFTs, buying some shit, and I didn't ever put that through, and now we're sitting at 1500, right? So I don't know shit when it comes to the token side of things, but I do know that NFTs, it does feel like some of the blue chips have moved, and it feels like some people are kind of, spreading a little of that love back into NFTs. I don't think it's really moved the market all that much. And realistically, I don't know how much it will. I think that, we talked about this over the last couple of weeks. I don't think that we live in a world where NFTs are worth, 20, 30, 40, $50,000, in 2 or 3 years, regularly, right? You're going to have a few of these things that are, but it's not going to be this. So, that's just kind of how I feel. When it comes to the market, I really don't know.
I think there will always be a vibrant collectibles market for NFTs, but I think to Ronan's point, it's going to expand, and then maybe the majority of the action will be on, the just collectible access token, utility token, branded experience marketing side. I don't know, but I think whenever I think we're just entering a recession. It hasn't even been announced yet by our government, and usually when they announce a recession, it's then 1.5 to 2 years before we come out of it. How the crypto market responds to that, I think we're still very much, coupled with the macroeconomics and the traditional stock market, TradFi, and all that stuff, because crypto is not large enough or distributed enough yet to totally decouple and exist entirely on its own. So I think we're going to see some starts and stops. Personally, I don't think oh yeah, we're just going to take off now to the moon again or something. I don't think we're even close to that. But what is really interesting to me is Ethereum is showing some signs of possibly decoupling from everything else, or Bitcoin. That's really exciting to me. And I think, a lot of this is due to the news that they've actually just announced a launch date for the merge, which I think is September 19th. But that's huge because they have not ever, like, I know they've been talking about it forever. So everybody's skeptical about like, oh, are they going to keep pushing it back? But they apparently have never actually given a hard date. And that's because development is extremely hard and it's very hard to know when that's done. And so even though they've kind of been like, oh, we're going to aim for this time around, you know, this month or this year, I don't believe they've ever actually specified this is the date, which is very bullish, and why a lot of people believe that they're already basically ready and they're just kind of dotting the I's, crossing the T's, or whatever the other way around. So to see Ethereum picking up, you know, not just 25, 30% like a lot of the others, but actually 50%, you know, is this a sign that Ethereum is decoupling from some of the others? I don't know, but that's interesting and exciting to me.
Yeah, ETH 2.0 is definitely, like, I remember even 2017 being in a scenario where they were talking about, you know, an imminent, not, and by imminent, I don't mean like next month, but like, oh, it's coming soon. Like, that's obviously been the meme for a long time. So to see them finally getting close to this moment is a really, really cool situation to be in. I've got the chart pulled up here again. We topped off on ETH about holy shit, 4,800. I actually forgot we touched those marks. This 995 kind of signals maybe the lowest point that we got to. There was, like, I feel like a little bit of a psychological support level here around 1,000. And again, I don't want to get into the point of like looking at charts and drawing fucking, you know, lines and being TA, but there was that psychological support at 1,000. That was around kind of the highest point that we got to in the last cycle, which a lot of people were pointing to, both, you know, the kind of low of this cycle being the high of last cycle. So hitting around 1,200, 1,000, people felt comfortable maybe getting back in. So maybe we continue to see ETH run. You know, anybody that tells you that, you know, we're in for, either way probably is, you know, doing their best guess there. But it is good to see us at least find that kind of bottom, kind of support, and feel like we can, you know, feel comfortable in this 1,000 to 2,000 range. Helps for NFTs as well. But the other point I'll make here to Gift's, point before we press live was USD volumes and NFT volumes in general are still super low. You know, we're still sitting at like historical lows when you talk about even in the past 6 months. I mean, look at that. That's absolutely fucking crazy when you look at it on those time scales. So yeah, the volumes are super low. Did you have anything there, Giff?
Well, that's why, you know, when you sort of prefaced some of this conversation, like, oh, are we out of the NFT bull market? Or out of the NFT bear market? I'm like, well, what are we looking at exactly? Because I don't see it, right? It's like maybe crypto is picking back up a little bit, and maybe at best, like the fact that if crypto is starting to pick back up or trend, you know, more positively, maybe that's a leading indicator for more NFT volume coming in over the next, you know, month or two. That could be possible, but I just don't know. Yeah, like obviously we're still in a bear market. Like we're at a fraction. Like the total volume's at a fraction of what it was just a couple months ago. Like it's not even close.
Ronin, are you looking at like potentially getting into any NFTs at this point? Like, I guess the question I'm trying to ask is like, are people comfortable enough to get into NFTs? Especially when over the past 2 to 3 months, the experience has been like really, really bad, you know?
What about Tez NFTs? That's what I was like, you know, kind of why I was buying. Like I just bought several Tez NFTs for the first time today. And it's cool to be able to get into some of the biggest generative collections on a blockchain for $100, $200. So I don't know. Could be worth it.
Yeah, I definitely like tend to, for me personally, I'm picking up, like, I like to pick up art like during these times. Like I'm not really jumping into like projects that like are speculative. I'm not really like joining any like new communities. I'm not, you know, I'm watching the ones that I'm involved in, and I'm trying to see if any of this like, you know, goes anywhere, right? Because I've already got bags of enough projects that I have conviction in. I don't need any more conviction to be spread about. Yeah. So, you know, we'll see what happens with the ones I'm in. And I feel like a lot of people are probably in the same boat. I think that the only thing really spurring any type of of volume within the space right now. Is just people, we talked about last week. It's kind of like that. People are just trying to see what they can recover from like what they've lost over, as things kind of went on their downturn, right? So I think like most people are speculating a lot. Most of that is, with these free mints that, will pump in a matter of, 45 minutes and then dump within a matter of 5. And so it's not really a land I like to play in.
Yeah, understandable there. I do want to point out one question, and then if Gift does have one last comment. Asmodai saying, are PFP or game NFTs hodled more? Still lots of games launching. We're obviously big fans of NFT gaming here on the channel. Phantom Galaxies is like really, really getting ready for their upcoming launch. I believe it's at the end of the month. The plans have pretty much been dropped. So we're obviously excited for NFT gaming. Otherside was something that we'll get to as well. I'm bullish on those, but I don't think it's as easy as saying like, are PFPs going to be better or are game assets going to be better? It really depends on what PFPs and what games. Like there's clearly a situation where there's going to be a project that's a PFP that does better than some gaming projects. So I think you just have to judge it on a one-by-one basis. Certainly like inbuilt utility into maybe like using it in a game is dope, but again, a lot of these games haven't even been launched yet, so they're just like speculative assets that will eventually maybe have a use. So, Gift, did you have any last thoughts?
I agree with everything you said. I think I have yet to see a really big successful, NFT game that isn't just like a, sort of redundant, grindy play to earn like Axie, right? And so it's like, that's what I'm really excited about. And, obviously we're going to dig more into like Otherside and the implications of that. But yeah, it's like I still haven't seen yet the full utility or use case of like what a great NFT game can be. So while I'm very excited about the potential, yeah, it's like I don't spend a lot of my current time or energy in it. But yeah, as far as like just NFTs and like a last note on that, I did, again, like I just said, got my first flip in like months, flipped an Atom Bomb. Atom Bombs have been pumping and they're still relatively affordable. The floor is around 0.4 right now. And that is like a, really legit brand project. So, none of this is financial advice, but if you are looking, to maybe get in on high quality blue chip projects that are, still doing pretty well in this market, might want to check out Atom Bombs. And then the other thing is, yeah, Tez is interesting. I never fucked with Tez. Literally, we just did 2.5 hours onboarding on our GM Web3 morning alpha show, learned a whole lot. And I like Nifty Q, if you are able to pull this up, I would love for you to go to FX Hash, go to the FX Hash website, and I will share a piece of alpha that I got this morning, which is like my favorite new thing, which is that FX Hash
.xyz
is .xyz.
Yeah,
you stealing my funds?
Yeah,
okay, go
and
ahead.
then so go to Explore at the top there, top right, and then where it says recently minted, that drop down, hit that and go to oldest minted. All right, so this is a piece of alpha that I got this morning that is like, this is my favorite new thing right now, is going through these, which are the oldest OG, like first ever generative projects minted on the FX Hash platform. And so you can find some like possibly historically relevant Tez and just generative art, going through this collection of the oldest minted NFTs on FX Hash. So my first Tez NFT, if you scroll down just a little bit, I don't know if there's any more listed, but if you search for Acromats, so ACHROMATS, ACHROMATS. Yeah, there you go, Acromat. That's one right there. So this is, I bought one of these as my first Tez NFT. These things are freaking dope, and these are like some of the oldest generative art. Yeah, so
that's sick.
There you go.
Yeah, that is sick.
Dude, that's my piece of alpha. So when you open these and you hit start, they literally just keep going forever, creating like random new designs.
So each time you click into this, it's a different like formation.
It just starts going randomly forever.
Wow.
It's not like totally different. Like the design will be similar, but there's all different ones. They're all unique within the collection, and they just go on forever.
It's
when you
sick.
start them. It's crazy. Yeah. So anyway, this is my first Tez NFT. I'm probably gonna buy more of these because they're like, dude, you can buy this for 20 Tez.
Yeah.
That's
so
like
cheap.
40 bucks. That's
so
less than 40 dirty fiat dollars right now.
Yeah. So is the play to like at this scale, like to get multiples, obviously, and like see if you can flip it, or are you just like saying, okay, it's a little bit like it is a little bit cheaper, so I can collect what I like, or is it to collect all
Yeah.
of one collection that you think's gonna pump and then flip them at that scale?
So I'm not that deep on it yet. To me, it's just exciting to be able to, literally just convert $200 or $300 of ETH and then go shopping for some really high quality, historically, possibly historically relevant, or like you can even go on Object and look at the biggest Tez collections by volume, and you can get into some of the biggest PFP Tez collections on the entire blockchain for like 40 Tez, 50 Tez. You know what I mean? So it's like,
Yeah.
that's to me cool, because even if it goes nowhere, like it has potential to maybe go somewhere, and that's a relatively low, entry point.
Yeah, I do want to hop back into Tezos at a later point, but I did have one last question here that came from the chat. Dikenzas is saying, Tezos, good art, buying for the art. What's the biggest Tez sale so far? Do you have like any of that information or no?
I think the best place to look would be to go to object.com and look at their like hot collections of their total volume. I can't tell you. Okay. Yeah, I don't know off the top of my head. I'm a Tez newbie, like literally just onboarded this morning, set up my KuCoin, what's it called? Kakai. Just got my Kakai wallet, and just bought my first Tez, got gifted.tez though. So it's official. I'm now
Tez head?
a Tez head. Yeah.
Nice,
That's
dude.
what's up.
I love it. All right, guys, we're going to get back into where we left off. We are on NFT Live. We're covering the NFT space. We got Otherside to cover. We basically, I feel feel all the same on the current market as far as it's related to NFTs. The volume's still very low. It's tough to really call a point that like we're going to really take off here, but it is good to have, a nice little green market as opposed to getting absolutely wrecked for the past 3 months straight. I do have one piece of news that we're going to cover right now, and if you kind of look at the top NFT collections, essentially, you have 3 Metaverse collections down here. Sandbox being one, it looks like it's doing pretty well. A rise in price there. Decentraland a little bit more volatile, but you're seeing some kind of stability. NFT Worlds is absolutely falling off a cliff. The median price went from, median price was 6.8, and that was obviously like a huge pump there. But like, even if we're looking at that, 3.7, 3.5, and in the past 24 hours, it's gone down to 0.85. And the reasoning behind that is this: you essentially have a announcement from Minecraft saying, to ensure that Minecraft players have a safe and inclusive experience, blockchain technologies are not permitted to be integrated inside our client and server applications, nor may Minecraft in-game content such as world skins, persona items, or other mods be utilized by the blockchain technology to create a scarce digital asset. That is completely an announcement from Minecraft there. NFT Worlds has both NFT assets, of course, and a world token that are all integrated into this centralized platform. Minecraft, of course, one of the biggest platforms in games in the world. Now they have to deal with the fact that they are being completely blocked from being able to, have essentially all of their assets. And this is, I don't want to preface this. I do want to get, chat's comments. I do want to get y'all's comments. But this is an interesting piece because you have a NFT and a Web3 quote unquote game that has been built inside of a Web2 and centralized world, which kind of goes against the entire like idea of having NFT assets in world. If you have them in Minecraft, so now what you have is a rec token. I think it's 68% down, 60% down overnight, and the NFT world's plots and other assets are completely wrecked as well, as we showed you the floor price there. So guys, give me your thoughts here on Minecraft coming out with this blanket NFT ban and what that means for NFT worlds.
It's not good. And I think that, like, shout out to my homie WGM on Twitter. He said it best. This is why you don't build like your house on someone else's like foundation, right? I think that anybody who was, building, these platforms that were on Minecraft had to have like considered the fact that, like, what happens if Minecraft decides this is like against like their rules, right? I do think to some point there is, the way it's worded, I think GIF may have even mentioned this before we went live. It does make it feel like it's almost like, it's like when the message is almost like when we're ready, then we'll do our thing and it'll be our own thing. But like, we're not down for other people building on top of our stuff. You know what I mean? And it's really, really interesting that they choose to make that move. I understand it from like a user standpoint, right? Like, you have like a lot of kids who play Minecraft. You don't want these kids to really get like involved with this type of, monetary, like, game. But at the same time, from the way I understand a lot of these worlds work is they work on their own servers. They have their own logins. Kids aren't really, logging into these Minecraft based, blockchain experiences anyway. So where's the harm in allowing them to continue to utilize the platform of Minecraft for their blockchain, experiences? But as a company, I can get it.
Yeah, they couched it in a way, like positioned it like this was somehow helping the community, but it's most obviously helping them as a platform, protect their own business interests, and not become a marketplace for other people to own and buy and sell. And I think it's frustrating because they could have gone after, like, if there were specific projects or bad actors that were somehow abusing or creating unsafe environments, they could have reacted to those, specific examples instead of doing an outright ban of all blockchain and NFTs, which is just like, how is that good for the community? Like, you are literally limiting the ability for people to build and own within your world and to participate in it in ways that value them and their time and their engagement and their their data and all that stuff. It's like, it's feels very clearly to me like they used, they just made an excuse, couched it as like, oh, we're trying to protect our community, but really they're just, protecting their own platform and business interests. That's how I read it. I do think it's interesting from, like, I think there will be a lot more of this type of thing happening. So as far as this, like, sort of battle against, like, centralization and decentralization and, sort of Web 2.0, which is, I think we're, right now we're not really fully into Web 3 because it's mostly, you see, like, people kind of like trying to integrate, Web 3 tech into Web 2. And so, when we're sort of in this in between like Web 2 and Web 3, I think we're gonna see more of this sort of, contentious, banning, all this kind of stuff. I think is gonna be happening. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be very, very ironic when they launch their own digital collectibles. That'll be very ironic, and can't wait to see that. But then also, it actually reminds me of why I am actually optimistic about the fact that Zuckerberg and Instagram are integrating Ethereum, Polygon, Flow, and Solana into their platforms. Could you imagine if Meta as a whole and Instagram and Facebook basically came out like Minecraft and just said no blockchain or NFTs at all on our platforms? That would be rough.
Yeah, Jay Nunley is saying, I just bought that dip. Yeesh, wonder what was going on. Listen, that might not be a bad play. I don't know where it settles, but this is obviously a huge dip down from 3.5 all the way to 0.8. I don't know where it's sitting now. I can bring that up here on the screen. But
what's the use case for an entire, like, platform that's built on Minecraft and now can no longer utilize it at all? Like, I feel like NFT Worlds is effectively dead.
Unless they have enough resources and support to port it over into another platform or create their own, but that's a lot of work and could take a lot of time.
What about
and may
Sandbox?
Not work anyway. I don't know. Like,
and you also have plenty of like voxel, like, You also have plenty of like voxel like games, right? Like you go on Steam and there's like tons of fucking games that use the same like exact like art style as Minecraft, right? So like maybe you get a little development house, or maybe you find one that's already done it and pay them for their tech and just go from there.
The good news is that like the NFTs still exist. The metadata still exists. It's still all on chain.
Yep.
Like if you own those plots, you still own those plots. And so I think the hope, okay, here's an interesting parallel that we were talking about in our Tez discussion. Hicket Nunk, which was commonly, referred to as Hen, was the first really big NFT art platform that was like blowing up in early 2021. At one point, it had more volume than OpenSea. Yeah. Like it was blowing up, and it was created by some like college kid somewhere. And then he just was like kind of over it, said, I can't keep doing this, and just let it drop. So effectively kind of killed the Hicket Nunk platform. Within a matter of like weeks, the community was able to spin up a new platform, take all those NFTs and keep them alive. And now, the Hicket Nunk collection smart contract is like still by volume the biggest collection on Tez. So I don't know. I think there's hope there because the NFTs and the metadata still exist, that it could live on. But
I love that we have GIF like fully integrated basically into the Tezos. Like that information from Tezos is amazing to just have, and you like just
2.5 hours. All it took was 2 hours. If y'all want to go listen to the GM Web3 show this morning, like literally, it just took me 2 hours of talking to some smart Tez heads, and now I'm in it.
Yeah.
Tez is legit, man. If you like to collect art, if you like to collect like NFTs, to collect NFTs, to just have a cool collection, like it's worth it. Sorry, we keep cues like we're talking about NFT worlds.
Isn't that
not Tezos?
I'm down to talk Tezos, but I'm just showing you guys a look at like maybe one project that was on. Were we just in this conversation?
Ronin got distracted.
Ronin got distracted.
I was just like, yeah, keep going. Sorry.
Guys, we cannot talk NFT worlds anymore. We will move on. But apparently the floor price there is at 1.09. So a little bit of a bounce off like a 0.8. Yeah, that's it. I think
this is like, if anything, I do think. I'm just gonna no, not NFT worlds, not NFT worlds. I was gonna say, I do think if anything that this does give like credence and maybe like, look, if we keep talking about alpha, and again, not like financial advice, but like shit like Treeverse, right? Like I don't know if you guys saw the Treeverse trailer that they dropped. I think it was like last week or the week before, but that shit was sick, man. Like they're building a legit like, and that's the whole shebang, right? So I think like when you look at Otherside and Treeverse and Sandbox, I think like you see those find more validity as like true like metaverses that you should probably be looking at as alternatives to these that are built on another platform.
Yeah, shout out Frogland. They've been developing their own too. So
yeah, I'm looking
some
for
cool shit out there.
I'm looking for the Treeverse piece. Are you talking about like this like 5-second trailer?
Yeah.
Yeah, this looks dope.
It's short as heck, but like you just look at it and it's like, oh, this is a cool freaking like they're obviously fighting a boss fight, right? So like,
dude, that looks like League of
characters.
Legends.
Dude, it looks so sick, and like the art direction is dope. Like, and look, I flooded the shit out of Treeverse, so like here we are.
Dude, that straight up looks like League of Legends, like battle arena style. Yeah.
So for it looked like co-op, right? Like they're fighting like a boss or something. So that's like it's a cool like thought.
Yeah,
I'm definitely gonna check that one out.
It will definitely be very interesting to see like what NFT World's next move is. I don't think they've like officially announced any kind of response to this crazy thing. The last thing I will say is to Gift's point at the beginning, it was essentially like phrased as this way to protect Minecraft users. Like what were they being harassed for? Like what was actually happening to Minecraft users? Like
what are the
they want to be their message was inclusivity.
Yeah, like what the like you probably making more money on NFT worlds than losing it. But
dude, it's been a long time since I played Minecraft, but do they not sell skins in their marketplace? Like, can't you buy skin packs, like world packs and shit like that? That like, I think, can't you like go and pay like $10 and get like Mario like skins for for Minecraft, where like everything is like the Mario world and shit, like that's inclusivity. Like it's
we can't
just,
let other people come in and sell.
Exactly.
Yeah, we can't let other people sell their digital assets. We've got to sell our own. But yeah, no, it's very like corporate PR speak, like, oh, this is about inclusivity and protecting our community. And it's like, if like, what are the exact, like to Nifty Q's point, like what are the exact examples of like what was happening? That's what I want to know. Like, what was it that actually happened that, you know, caused this?
Yeah. And shout out to NFT Art Talk, a tight show, always checking it out. Keep up the good work. We appreciate you all for tuning in and being a part of the conversation. We just touched on that Minecraft ban. We will move with Ronin's influence outside of NFT worlds now. We will move into the next piece, and I want to get his thoughts on the Otherside meta launch. That is another metaverse that obviously had a big piece that got launched here on Saturday, the first trip. I'm going to pull up some highlights there across the community, but I want to get y'all's take. The last piece on this NFT Worlds too, Minecraft first, they ignore you, then they try to silence you. And that's, at least we're moving on to that next piece, right? They can't ignore us anymore. They're going to try to fight us. So whatever comes next, we will see. But
Q's trying to start a revolution.
I'm not gay, but I got myself
La Revolution.
Yeah.
Isn't it like a bunch of little pickaxes, little pixelized pickaxes?
Minecraft is all of our world.
One at a time. All right. So 2 things with this Otherside launch. I want to get your take, Ronin, as I pull up some pieces of the trailer that dropped as well, like the 4-second trailer. Not much there, but other people getting into Otherside, and then also a light paper and what's to come. So thoughts on Otherside, give them to me.
I heard Otherside was really fucking dope on Saturday. I did not get to see it, unfortunately. I was doing family stuff. I did, however, watch the clip of you, like when it was like when they like let this part, like where you let all of you drop and stuff. And I thought that was really a cool clip. And look, man, we all knew that like getting to the point where you could do what Fortnite has done, right? But like make that the experience made a lot of sense. So for them to be for the apes to kind of lead the way with Otherside and the Otherside experience, I think makes a lot of sense. This is cool, dude. This is really, really cool. I'm so like, you were so excited. You were so hyped. You go, this is I can't remember what you said. You said, there's going to be a live event. 100% we're getting a live event. And I was like, dude, hell yeah. That looked like, I would have been so hyped, man. I was so jealous. I wish I would have partaked. But like, dude, it looked like it was a cool and when you can consider how does that play out for all of these different communities that can be in the world, right? Like I only saw the clip that you just played, so I only heard the voice talking, but the dude talking sounded like he wasn't very like versed in what was going on, right? Like there was a moment where he was kind of talking to the person next to him, like the world voice. And I could see this being something like where they make the back end tools really easy, and all of your favorite communities can host events inside the other side, right? Everybody can get in there. Everyone can launch these really cool live event experiences. And I did some digging on Improbable.io, and that's essentially what they were selling before they kind of stopped communicating to the rest of the world. My assumption is because they became intimately involved with Yuga. But they were selling this idea of like, we're building a platform where live events, like what Fortnite does in these what they call shards, right? These instances, we want to do for like everybody and have everybody like partake. And not only it be something that you're partaking in and you're seeing it happen, but you actually be able to interact with that live event as it happens. So this is the next step, man. And this is cool. I didn't see that clip of Curtis dancing. Like it looks so fun, dude.
Nobody saw this clip of Curtis dancing because it was after they rugged us with that 4-second trailer. Everyone was so pissed that they were like, here, this is an upcoming release. And it was like 3 seconds, and everybody thought it was fucked up, that it was like over. Like we thought it would.
But they should turn it into a series. Q.
They should. Thank you. Anyways, what are your thoughts, Gif?
I too did not actually get to play and participate. I had to live it vicariously through you, Q. And I want to shout you out. And I really, really hope that anybody and everybody here that is excited about Otherside goes to the LADZ City NFT Live channel and watches Q's playthrough of the first trip, because it is awesome. You get his real-time commentary, which is always brilliant, and then his reactions are amazing. But yeah, man, I got to live it with you, watching along as you played. And yeah, I feel like they already did an example of what those live concert experiences look like, with Curtis basically being like Travis Scott. You brought that up, right? Like Fortnite, has been doing concerts for a couple of years now with people like Travis Scott, where they get millions of people, like I think it's even tens of millions of people in there at once in these virtual environments watching a live performance within the world. And I think that was already like proving out that you can do things like that. I think that the technology is pushing forward, like what's possible for communities and interoperability. And so that's what's really exciting too. Like Ronin was hitting on that, like the ability for different communities to go in there and host events or do other types of activations. They teased out the marketplace. There will be a marketplace within Otherside where you can, create, build, I forget what they call it, like machining or whatever, create your own assets within the world, both permanent assets, probably, temporary assets, things that you can buy and sell. So yeah, I do think that it's really pushing forward what metaverses are going to be, and it was super exciting to be there watching and hanging out with you, Q, while you went through it. I can't wait to see more.
I appreciate that, man. Ronin, I know you had some thoughts as well here while GIF was talking.
Yeah, I was going to say something directly to whatever he had mentioned at that moment, but I think like where I can go is that the light paper is definitely something that I'm really looking forward to kind of digging into and like really getting a better understanding for. And if you guys follow on Twitter, I just retweeted a tweet probably right before we went live. There's a couple of guys who are going to break down the entire light paper on Twitter Spaces. I think it's going to be either tonight or tomorrow. I definitely would suggest like checking that out, because I know I'm going to join and figure out, maybe it's maybe probably a little lower. Or maybe I didn't hit retweet. I should have. I'll retweet it.
Wait,
because I swear I did.
Can we scroll back up to the top?
God, bro.
Tweet? Hold up.
I'm saying, man.
Wait, that's you, bro?
Yeah, dude.
Ronin, bro, you look amazing. Holy fuck, my guy.
Look at that Oh,
bro,
my God, the transition.
Talk about a glow up. Holy shit.
Dude, y'all are going to get me emotional. Shut up.
That's all.
I appreciate that, dude. Thank you.
That's crazy.
I like the reason I picked that picture. I actually have one that shows like that's not even as fat as I like really got. Like that's a good one, but the reason I like that one is because it's Web 2 me versus Web 3 me, and my shirt says my name is Richard, and like nobody fucking calls me by my name anymore. So I was like, this is the perfect, because it shows like not only like physically, but like like I was even going by a different fucking name back then. So yeah, man, that's like that was a hard one for me to post. It's been in my my drafts for months, dude. Yeah, that was a trip, dude. Getting to a place where you can like mentally like make that change and like get out of that and you know what I mean, like lose all that weight and like do it, like get somewhere mentally. Deftones, hell yeah. Shout out to NFT Art Talk, who saw it. That was with Chino, which was cool. That was a cool experience, man. I got to like listen to I can't remember the Diamond Eyes album before it came out, like the full album on their tour bus. They fed us food and we got to hang out with the band. It was cool, but I appreciate that, GIF.
It's awesome.
Yeah, but I think like yeah, other side.
Go ahead. Well, I was gonna say, so I just got to hang out with Chris Cafaro, who's a world-renowned photographer, and actually got the chance to shoot with him. He's most famous for his music photography, and especially with like a lot of 90s, early 2000s alt rock, grunge, metal bands. And he was actually telling me some stories about getting to shoot early on with Deftones. As well.
Dude,
so yeah, and we're talking about how Deftones has like this really, really cult, like hardcore fan base. So yeah, anyway, but dude, I like that photo, that transition, Web 2, that's amazing, bro. So I just had to say that. Like, fuck.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that, dude. Yeah, I think that there was a photographer who launched an NFT collection to bring it full circle, and it was all photos that he took during the '90s, man. And he had some shit from like with like Nirvana, and I can't remember who it was, and I lost the collection, but I promised myself,
It
I was
might
like,
be
bro,
Chris
when you make
Cafaro.
it, like I need to look, because like I was like, when you finally like make it, you need to pick up like, because Nirvana was like, that was like my gateway drug into like alternative music, and like, you know, that's what introduced me to like got me hardcore into like Linkin Park, and led to us fucking
Yeah.
interviewing Mike
So
last year, which was dope.
so Cafaro is in the NFT space, so it is relevant. Like, you know, we're talking about artists in the
Okay.
NFT space creating photo projects. So Chris Cafaro, check him out. He has shot some of the most famous, iconic images of Jane's Addiction, Nirvana, Alice in Chains, Deftones, like all these different bands from that whole era, and it's amazing. But yeah, he's creating different NFT projects right now, which is really exciting.
Ronin, how did you lose all the weight, man? Like, what did you cut out of your life, or what did you add, or?
Oh man, I love that question, because people always think that it's like crazy, right? Like I really implemented a few things. Like specifically, it was controlling like my eating habits, which like was a big thing, and that's really about like your portions, right? So like I would eat like I ate 5 times a day, 5, 6 times a day, but really small portions. Three of those would be a little bit larger, and then the other two or three would be like smaller snacks. I cut out fast food. At the time I was like a lot of people, right? You're in your 20s, you're scrounging, right? So like I was going to like fast food and getting the dollar menu all the time. I stopped eating fast food. I started making my meals. It was chicken and a side for dinner every day. It was a protein shake for breakfast every morning, and then in the middle of the day was something I can't remember. I would switch it up, and then 2 miles a day, every day, 6 days a week. It didn't matter how I did it. When I first started, those 2 miles used to take me 45 fucking minutes to walk, dude. It was ridiculous. And then eventually, within like 2 or 3 months, man, I was running 2 miles in, you know, something crazy like 18, 20 minutes or something. So, yeah, it's just like, but it was super consistent. And I never like, I was not really hard on myself. I think the mental part is a big part of it, right? Like you're gonna fail. There was days where I didn't get up and I didn't do my workout, right? But like I had to like tell myself, one, that it was okay, but two, that I wasn't gonna let it happen again, right? Like so you give yourself some grace, but also have like hold yourself accountable.
Sometimes
And
the twink coins be calling your name, man. You know.
bro, and that's the thing is like I got a sweet tooth like anybody that knows me will say like I always go to sweets, and my big thing was ice cream, bro. But like ice cream and cookies, but you don't take shit away. Like everybody's like, oh, you got to cut all that out. It's like, no, you just got to control it, right? Like I'd buy a thing of like cookies, and you know, where I used to go through an entire tray of Oreos in 2 days, you know, it would take me 4 weeks to go through a thing of Oreos, because I would only allow myself 1 or 2 Oreos just so I could get my sweet fix and then move on, right? So yeah, that was all kind of part of it, and I did it pretty quick, and I've been able to relatively keep it off for the most part. I slip, you know, just like everybody. That's the other thing, is like you gotta allow yourself grace, man. You know, a year and a half ago, you know, man, we were doing NFT Live. I was getting a little big.
See, I don't remember that because I don't remember that. I don't remember you like blowing up or anything like that.
When
it
step
wasn't
in
huge
sponsorship,
Yo,
you got to get a step
right?
in.
Oh, that's alpha right there. No, I'm just kidding. Jay Nunley saying good for you, Ronin. Cheers, heck yeah. And Xbox saying
thank you.
He's saying that Georgia Heat burned it off. That's what happened. But I do want to get back into a little bit of the other side too. We are running up here on almost an hour, so definitely want to be cognizant of everybody's time. Overall, I would give this release, and I said it live on stream, a 9.8. You know, I really love the experience. It was freaking amazing. And then they ended it. The only thing was that they ended it with like that trailer and it didn't hit. Everyone was kind of like, what the hell's going on? And then they did a dance party that was kind of like, seemed like it was trying to hide the fact that the trailer didn't really hit. It was a weird way to have the last seconds of what was a really, really cool experience end. So that's the only reason I give it a little bit lower. I did raise it to a 9.9 after they released this light paper, but then you go into the light paper and it isn't really about anything. You know, there wasn't really like any, like a lot of us were talking about, okay, they're finally gonna give us what the codas are about. You know, the whole meme is what the fuck is a coda, and you're going to the
No
light
alpha,
paper.
yeah.
There's no information here. The one thing I will point out,
But I
just
do
to keep-
understand.
Go
From
ahead,
what
go
I
ahead.
understand, it does go into like the like a little bit more into like the game mechanics of building and how resources and shit are gonna work.
There was that Arclager came out with a post, and I'm in a group with him as well, and he was talking about how resources might even be more important than maybe having a coda, right? Like that's what some of
Yeah.
the information goes out. So I'll link the light paper here in the chat if you guys want to give it a look. But the one thing I will say is we got a look as to how they're going to release the game. So if you see from where I'm starting, the first trip is what we experienced on Saturday, and they're looking to break these trips up into 11 pieces. So as you can see, the Codex, Coda Origins, the Growth, the Agora, all of these are going to, I believe, be experiences just like we had them on Saturday. Maybe they don't look exactly like the first trip, right? But they're planning on releasing these in 11 stages, which corresponds. I don't know where the exact image is, but it corresponds to the actual Codex or the obelisk here. And that's how we're going to go through each journey. So really, that's the biggest thing I took from the light paper.
I think that's basically like a game would roll out in phases, right? Like these are all going to be phases, and then when you get to like the Rift, I think the Rift is like where everything comes together, all the worlds are pieced together. It's basically like when the sandbox pulls the veil, and now all your plots are connected and everything works, right? So I'm really looking forward to seeing like what these experiences look like along the way. The tool set, I imagine, is when people will get access to be able to start building their own shit on their land, stuff like that. So yeah, I think it's going to be interesting to watch unfold.
It's like the different expansions and DLC are already kind of like roadmapped, which is cool. But if I was gonna speculate about like what the codas are, I think that they're like native inhabitants of the other side that have special magical abilities that will unlock additional utilities for people, or that you need to go through them to perform certain tasks. So I don't know. That's my that's my guess. If I was gonna just like totally prognosticate about what codas are, I think they're native creatures with magical abilities that somehow unlock and provide different utilities within the world.
Can 100% see that. No, I see that completely. I think that they're going to offer native utility as well. That's a great way to put it. Bored Ape OGs are down, I believe, and I think that has a lot to do with like Ethereum's rise. Obviously, they're priced in ETH. I don't know if the other pieces of the Bored Ape universe are down. I don't think many are, but ApeCoin, that I have up here on the screen, and maybe I can get to CoinGecko, but ApeCoin doing super well, sitting around like $6 almost. So that seems to have had a really good effect on the price of the token. Of course, the token is going to be used in whatever the other side ends up being. So yeah, really good stuff from the other side. When I went through that portal, when that portal opened up, because nobody had any idea about like what we were actually going to do. Were you going to hop in and there was just going to be the yacht club there, or what was actually happening? And the last point I'll probably make here is that it seemed more like a WoW instance where they were taking you through a story and a narrative, kind of like a WoW raid would, where they like have cutscenes and all these different things. It seemed like a WoW instance. And the last point, I know, sorry for continuing here, Gif, but the last point I will say is I think that literally was probably the largest gathering of people who have vested interest in a game in one spot playing that game. I mean, from Yuga all the way down to the lowest, common denominator, just like a user that just bought another deed to see what's going on. Everyone there had vested interest in seeing that game be successful. You can't get that in COD. You can't get that in WoW. You can't get that in all these other games that have Fortnite, that have implemented some things that you saw, but you'd never got that piece there.
And it was truly historic for those reasons, right? There's never been anything of this scale that also included ownership and, things like that. So I do believe that this was a truly historic demo or test or whatever you want to call it, trip, as they like to call it, right? But the other thing is to your point about like, just how good it was and giving it a high rating. Like, I'd agree. I think what they did under such incredible scrutiny when so many things could go wrong was incredible. Like, I think what they pulled off was incredible. And also, one of the small things that I haven't really seen anybody talking about is the fact that it was such a surprise, to your point. Like, nobody really knew what to expect when it all happened. Like, I spent the last 5 years working in gaming and marketing, the biggest gaming launches for Ubisoft and Electronic Arts. There's a huge issue when you have these massive teams building out these worlds and these game experiences with leaks, where it's like shit just gets ruined all the time, like before the drop, before the announcement. So it's never a surprise. Dude, like, I don't think there's been any leaks on this thing as far as I know. Like, it felt like genuinely a surprise and a legit experience unlike anything ever created. And, to your point, like, maybe there's one or two small things, but overall,
Yep.
like, such a hard thing to pull off. And I think they really deserve a lot of credit.
I completely agree. There was nothing in my mind that was saying it was going to go that well. Like, there was so much expectation even built up, even though they called it a tech demo, even though they said it was all of these things that to kind of belay, expectations. There was still this expectation that, oh, you guys are releasing a game. You guys are, this is going to be, it has to be this. And then they delivered more so than I ever thought they could. It sounds like I'm such a stan for them, and to an extent I am. I'm vested in seeing this do well, but that's what's so fucking cool about it. Hopping into Vanilla WoW was such a cool experience because you got to go into an environment in a way that I had never seen before. But this and then being right next to guys like Arclegger or guys like that I see on Twitter all the time. It was I don't even know how to explain it. It was such a weird experience.
Well, you don't have to. People can go watch it, right? Yeah. That's, again, shout out Nifty Q, shout out Q. He spent his weekend, y'all. He on his Saturday did a special edition of NFT Live just to stream it and show everybody what was happening. Go watch that episode. You will understand what is going on, and you can live through it with him. So yeah, that's it, man. It was amazing, and I really appreciated you doing that stream.
Love it, man. All right, dude, I appreciate you being here all the time here on NFT Live. Guys, GIF is going live tomorrow on Web3. What's the topic tomorrow?
Bro, I don't even know yet. Like, we usually, it's usually like last minute decision, like around, 5 or 6, I'll we will talk in our group text, another group text you're not in, Q, sorry. But yeah, the GM Web3 group text will decide on a topic for the next day. This week, we've already hit celebrity NFTs. We hit the tech news and like security. We did a deep dive on like what's going on with all the hacks yesterday and a big, security conversation. And then today we did a full onboarding session on Tez. So every day we're either bringing in amazing interviews or doing deep dives into awesome topics. And yeah, that's the GM Web3 Morning Alpha experience every Monday through Thursday on Twitter, starting at 8 a.m. Pacific time. If y'all want to come hang out with us, it's always a good time. And dude, I appreciate you. You've been showing up and hanging out with us. DJ Savage came through yesterday, I think for the first time, and was spitting some wisdom and knowledge, and that was super dope. So yeah, check us out.
Yeah, it's great to see that crossover between our communities for sure, man. I really like seeing that stuff. So I'll be on Web3 tomorrow. Tomorrow I also will have Avagachi in the house. Avagachi is like honestly OG in the game when it comes to actually building out a sustainable community that isn't just built on, like Gif said, farming and doing all these other things. They actually have DeFi in mind. They actually have actual fun game playing of the game in mind. So really excited to have the Avagachi team on tomorrow. I believe that's at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard. So a lot of things happening. You can like hop over right from Web3 and go into Avagachi. Let's see if we can pull that one off. But I appreciate you guys stopping by today. Please leave a like if you liked the content. If you liked Ronin here at the end of the video as a black screen, please let me know as well. GIF there with the glasses. So we appreciated you guys so much. I'm going to give one last shout out here. Asmodai Hash Rhymes says great conversation, staying up late for us. Thank you, Hash Rhymes. Prodigy said great show. Xplow, Jay Nunley, NFT Art Talk, Asmodai, you guys all killed it today. We appreciate you so much. I'm gonna head out. It's NFT Live. It's NFT Live Casting Couch. We will see you guys next time. Appreciate you so much. Later. Our vibe, our tribe.
My nail tech knows how to keep a little secret. I don't wish for my success, I speak it. I caught a buzz and you did too, but you tweaking. I look like I've been getting money, how reeking. You smell me, that's LV. Walk around with my chest out and my skin smooth, I'm healthy. I'm in a mix and I'm handshaking, but most of y'all can't help me. Most of y'all ain't wealthy. Most of y'all just dress like it. I caught the vibe that y'all giving off, and I'm trying to make myself less like it. This chick got a little Porsche body. I might let the bro test drive it. It's hard for me to get excited. I love music and stress about it. My city haunting, I'm co-signing this wave coming up next out it. Riding around in the shotgun and her Tesla. Hanging both of my legs out it like what's up? I got stakes and they too high now, I can't fuck up. I like girls that's down to earth, so don't be stuck up. I don't take L's, I give them out and I chuck them up. First listen, they hearing this shit like what the fuck. 10 toes, that's my MO.